Hello freaks, geeks, degenerates, basement dwellers, and all you beautiful scruff-tards. Welcome to the Warzone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And we're just gonna take a quick look at some updates. You know all of this already, but I figured I wanted to jump onto the bandwagon and show it as well. The Ukrainian drone swarms from hell that are striking all over Russia. So we're gonna start off here with the Ukrainian Navy hit Russian boats guarding the Kerch Bridge on April 30th, and successful strikes against a couple of Russian patrol boats and anti-sabotage boats deployed to defend the Kerch Bridge and keep it safe. And Ukraine has now successfully struck them and taken them out of the fight. And as it says here, these boats are key units of the Coast Guard of the Border Service of the FSB and the Russian Navy, which are used to guard the Kerch Bridge and fight saboteurs. Some draft in the background rocking the door around. And this is another example of the effective work of the Ukrainian Navy and the consistent reduction of the enemy's capabilities in the Black Sea. How about that? Ukraine apparently has a navy. Russia, I thought you dealt with that in 2022. Weird. And here you have some images from Perm in Russia. Take a look at this. I mean, the destruction is insane, and you can see it from half the country away. These plumes of smoke caused by these gigantic fires in these oil refineries. Ukraine is on a roll, and they're just sweeping the countryside all over Russia, moving in and striking these vital locations unhindered, unopposed. I don't see all that much evidence of a Russian anti-air defense system in play, taking out these drones that are moving in at will, as it seems. And here you have how a drone strikes coming out of Tatarstan, wherever that is, and striking the assembly site for the Alabuga Polytechnic University drones. So, I mean, they're everywhere. And here you have reports of explosions and fire at Lukoil Perm, I guess that's Perm. Taste of Tuapse, you know, the massive fires at Tuapse, you've seen all of those. It's just insane. And what does it say? Lukoil Permneft is one of the largest refineries in Russia with a capacity of about 13 million tons per year. The plant is a strategic enterprise of Lukoil in the Urals and provides fuel for both the civilian market and the needs of the Russian army. Keep that in mind because we're going to return to the needs of the Russian army in just a short bit. Hang on. But first, YouTubers gotta YouTube. Like, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my content, please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Share my videos on all the Discords and everywhere. And if you feel like it, why not become a community member? Why not buy me a coffee and support the channel? So with that out of the way, let's move on. And yes, moving on and take a look at this. Vehicles are standing still. Russian troops hit by fuel crisis after the Crimea strikes, and one would imagine that all these recent attacks against Tuapse and Perm and all over the place, this is not going away anytime soon. Russian forces operating in southern Ukraine are facing a growing fuel shortage following a series of Ukrainian strikes. And this is down in Kherson, and more specifically in and around the town of Hola Prishtan. So it does appear as if the Russian army is rationing fuel. Kherson is not an area where you have all that much combat. Forces are divided by the huge Dnieper River. So they are not as in need of fuel in Kherson as elsewhere along the front line, the Russians, that is. So it does appear as if the Russians have begun to rationing fuel and focusing fuel to go to other places such as, I imagine, Zaporizhia, Pokrovsk, Konstantinivka, and places like that. And sections of the front line that are not as in need of fuel, where there's not that much action going on, such as Kherson, they are now experiencing a fuel crisis, a fuel shortage. And this is not going to go away. This is why Ukraine keeps hammering all those oil refineries within Russia. They want this to spread. Sooner or later, Russia's going to have to reduce fuel supplies to Sumy Oblast, to Kharkiv, and maybe even Kupiansk. And then they're going to have to focus fuel to support the actions at Chasiv Yar, at Siversk, and Konstantinivka, at Pokrovsk. And you're going to see less and less fuel going out to the grander army, right? They're going to have to focus where they want to send the fuel. 2026, the war is turning in Ukraine's favor. We're seeing it along the front lines. Ukraine is pushing Russia back. Ukraine is inflicting more casualties on the Russians than the Russians can recruit. And now the Russians are suffering from a fuel crisis due to all of these deep drone strikes into Russian occupied territory and deep into Russia itself. And we're gonna add this on to the end here, the tail bit of the video. Swedish prosecutor's office has decided to seize the bulk carrier Kaffa, which is involved in the illegal export of Ukrainian grain. This is reported by the Sweden Herald. Never heard of that newspaper. Never mind. The vessel was detained in early March near the city of Trelleborg in the Baltic Sea. This is in the south of Sweden. You can see here south of Malmö, or Malmö, south of Copenhagen, Köpenhamn, København. It is noted that the decision to seize was made after receiving a request for legal assistance from an unnamed country. I wonder which country, which is conducting a pre-trial investigation into the alleged crime. So interesting that Sweden has detained this vessel and is about to seize it entirely along with the crew, I guess, for criminal investigations and potentially criminal charges down in Trelleborg in the south of Sweden. And Skåne, former Danish territory, by the way, that Sweden, maybe I shouldn't be bragging about this when we're talking about Russia invading Ukraine, but fuck it, we're gonna stick it to the Danes, aren't we? Back in the day, 17th century, Sweden took half of Denmark, and this used to be very fertile Danish grounds, and well, not anymore, is it? Huh? Denmark, take that. We're gonna march across the ice if you're not careful. But it is what it is. Yeah, I guess that's the end of the video. There's a huge NATO exercise also ongoing within Sweden at the moment, Aurora 26. 18,000 troops, and its focus is training on using Sweden as a transit country, moving NATO forces and supplies through Sweden to reach an eastern front line. And as this is going on, all of a sudden a known Russian spy ship ends up with mechanical issues in the middle of the Baltic, disrupting the exercise by the looks of it. I don't know. So if Sweden is doing this, seizing this bulk carrier, maybe that Russian spy ship might end up in a Swedish port as well, waiting to be investigated. You never know. And yeah, like we can see here, as Reuters here is reporting that Ukraine has increased their attacks, more intensified drone attacks on Russia's oil and fuel export. And according to Reuters calculations, about 40% of Russia's crude oil export capabilities were shut as of Wednesday, a day or a week or so ago, after the most recent attacks. I mean, clearly this is having an impact, and it will affect Russia's fighting capabilities within Ukraine. But with all that said, I hope you found it interesting. I hope I'll see you in the next one. As always, go på marsch, Ukraine, and give them hell.
Everything's gone, everything's wood. Fires are burning, burning high. Smoke is choking out the sky. No more gasoline, no more flame. Nothing left but a world of Refineries crumble, just black dust. Engines silent, nothing to trust. Wheels won't turn, the roads are bare. Flames lick the wind like that they don't care. Oh, the heat, oh, the sound. World's on fire, the world's come down. Fires are burning, burning high. Smoke is choking out the sky. No more gasoline, no more flame. Nothing left but a world of pain. Barrels empty, dreams gone dry. Flames reflect in a hollow eye. Can't outrun it, can't turn back. This burning